Foremost, I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Bashmi Shine Bashem Arakak Pradash, and double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone that have taught me this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Shine Bashem Arakak Pradash. And Yahweh Bashmi Shine Barakatham to the elect whom this gospel is for. And I just want to be real brief with this story over here. A 60-year-old man stabbed several people, and as it reads, 2 injured in stabbings, right? So as this reads, officers were called to report of a number of people stabbed in each street in Walworth Road at about 10:40 GMT on Sunday. 3 injured people were found, with 1 dying man at the scene. 2 other people, a man and a woman, was taken to hospital for treatment, and their conditions is unknown. A man believed to be in his 60s was arrested at the scene. CDR Peter Stevens said, tragically, a man lost his life this morning, and officers are working hard to establish exactly what happened and to provide support to his family. My thoughts and sincere sympathies are with them and with the other people injured. 1 man was rapidly arrested by officers responding to the incident, and present, although inquiries are ongoing, nobody else is sought. So I was reading a little bit of the story, and the man aired out and said that his life was over, whatever. And they didn't charge him for terrorism because he found that this man was mentally ill. And the man went berserker on him, man. And there's no telling what people go through on a day-to-day basis, really, until people reveal the things that they go through. And I'm guessing that this is probably a Jake, right? Because Jake is catching hell in this society as it stands right now. And it's just a lot of sorrow and pain among our people, man. Okay, especially in these working class areas that our people are stationed in, for the most part. Lack of opportunities, which there is opportunities. You just got to just work harder to get them. But it's just reminiscent of one thing to us, man, that we're still under the curses. We ain't over the dark tunnel as of yet. All right. This is January. This is Jeremiah 6 in verse 26. O daughters of my people, gird thee with sackcloth, which is referring to the nation, and wallow thyself in ashes. Make thee mourning as for an only son, most bitter lamentation, for the spoiler shall suddenly come upon us. And the spoiler has already come upon us in this time that we're living in, and that is Esau, the so-called white man, which he has been instrument in our downfall, beginning with the so-called JOO wishes, and they've always been behind our downfall, all right, and the brunt of our curse. And this is all to do because, as we will always say, we disobeyed the Most High, and the Lord allowed the spoiler to come upon us. And now we're in a bitter situation and lamentation. Psalms 44 and verse 19, though thou hast sore broken us in the place of dragons and covered us with the shadow of death. And in the same way, the Lord will restore us for a season. And though thou hast sore broken us in the place of dragons and covered us with the shadow of death, as David even said, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thy rod and thy staff it comfort me. So the Lord did us according to our sins. All right, so the amount of sins that we've wrought against him is the amount of affliction that he brought upon us, which is justified. All right, but that doesn't mean that the Most High is going to keep us broken. The Lord, as it is written in many scriptures, that we will be revived as we are yet this very moment in time. Just look at the elect men that are standing upon their feet and declaring the gospel to their fellows. That's clear to see that there is a revival, but it begins with the elect. Okay. So let's read this as well. He healeth the broken in heart and bindeth up their wounds. And so, as it is also written, that's what he's going to do, as I've already mentioned already, right? That the Most High, he's the one that wounds and he heals. There it is right here, Jeremiah 30 and verse 12. You know what? I'll get to the point. Verse 12. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous, and there is none to plead thy cause. Thou mayest be bound up, and thou hast no healing medicines. All thy lovers have forgotten thee, they seek thee not. In other words, the other nations, for I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy. See? So it was the Lord that did that. With the chastisement of a cruel one, with the multitude of thine iniquities, because thy sins were increased. And that's why the Most High jacked us up, because our sins were increased against him. As it is written also, why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thine iniquities, because thy sins were increased, and I have done these things unto thee. And therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, and every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. And for I restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, save the Lord. Because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. So there you have it right there. So the Lord woundeth, and he will heal. All right, that's even in the book of Deuteronomy. I think that's what, 32, right? And 39, I think. Yeah. 32 and 39. See now that I, even I am he, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal, and neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So we can blame the other nations for the damage that they have done, and rightfully so. However, we got to take it a step higher, as we should already know, right? Or as we do all agree with, as we have no choice but to agree to the idea that the Most High was the one that caused this to happen. Us being in a mournful state as we're still into this very moment in time. Okay? So, it's just to remind us, man, once again, we ain't out the dark tunnel yet. We still in this thing, man. We still under the curses.